G'day. Thanks for coming by. Just looking to do a video today on Hive. This is a node project, but unlike most projects, they have already started creating utility, which I will show you during this video. Like most, the bear market has not been kind. They did keep decent price action, but like most node projects, the decay in token value does occur. They were using an LMS style system for a bit, helping hold the price, but over time they had to turn that off in order to maintain sustainability for the project. They have made some really good announcements, including a Shopify-like blockchain project that could really help create real revenue for them. This is, as always, not financial advice. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content I create, and always reach out if you're looking for anything else. Other than that, let's take a closer look, starting with the Hive website. And there's lots going on here, so I'm just going to take a quick walkthrough on some things, point out some features. I'm not going to go too in-depth here because the video will go on a little too long if I do. So Hive Investments, Queen's Auction, this was actually something that started out at the very start. This was how they kind of raised some of their capital off the bat, getting 120,000 for this beauty right here. As you can see, really nice NFTs here with a lot of detail to them with lighting and everything else. So this is where they raised their initial capital, or some of it was through these NFT bids. It was basically an auction, and it was the only way you can get in. Hive Conservation, obviously they have some ideas of doing some philanthropy work, so that's what this is going into a little bit. And then we have the Hive Academy. This was a neat thing they brought out. It's actually to go through some courses. There's four free courses right now, even going into technical analysis. So if you've never done any of that, or always thought, oh, I'd love to do a little bit of that or understand it better, this is a great way to come, because these are all free and given by the Hive Academy, which is a really cool feature. I love anything that can give education, and especially when it's free education. So I actually did take the Introduction to Cryptocurrency course just for fun. Obviously, some of it was stuff I already knew, but it was still neat to go through it and get a little more book smart on it, I guess, if you will. So definitely neat. So kudos to them for creating this content. And then Hexagon, we'll actually see that inside the app. And Protect the Hive. What's this? What's this? Loading. Unity, is it a game? Huh. Hello. Pocket B. Oh, music and all. All right. Well, I'm not going to spend too much time with that because that's just going to get crazy, but nice little game here. Huh. Neat little bonus. There you go. And then this went through the Queen's Auction, how it all went. So let's go back to the main site. And just go through their vision, how the Hive works. Obviously, the big thing is you buy honey, mint an NFT, and then harvest your honey. So it's a node project, plain and simple in that sense, which have not done the greatest, but this one still is holding on. It actually had a really nice price point to start with. A couple of things that have changed recently is they've made a couple investments which hopefully help out with the sustainability of this project. One of them is KadenaHashing. As you guys might have seen some of my previous videos, they have some miners being hosted there right now, as well as ongoing revenue from the growth of the project. So they're going to get some, I guess, getting some of the revenues from the project for Hive, because they've invested some of the starter capital, I guess. So that's pretty cool and gives them some perpetual income going forward. Obviously, that's going to start later on because the payouts don't start until later on, but still a pretty neat little benefit to them. Hexagon, so as I mentioned, actually, maybe we'll click on that now. Hexagon here is their NFT marketplace. They created this, which is kind of very neat. A lot of companies or a lot of protocols talk about creating an NFT marketplace, but as we've noticed, none of them have come out with it. So it was great to see them actually make this come to fruition. As you can see, they have Winery Collection, as well as some other projects. I'm not sure about some of these. Space Game, and then Hive. So you can buy and sell NFTs like OpenSea inside here. So good that they were able to create that kind of utility and as well a revenue source. That being said, because of the bear market, that revenue source has not been the greatest, but definitely can help them out when the bull run does come back again, barring survivability. The other really neat one, which we don't really have too much details on yet, but basically Storify. I guess if you want to call it Shopify for digital assets and real world assets combined on the blockchain and by purchasing with crypto. kind of my quick synopsis. I've heard some things on the AMAs and stuff. Great concept, great opportunity for ongoing revenue, and not something that's been done before in this space. So this is pretty exciting. It's going to take a little bit of time to get this going, but definitely could be a large revenue source for the Hive investor. So when you're looking at a lot of these projects, to be honest with you, we're kind of like the wild, wild west when you were looking into 2001, I guess it was, when the internet boom happened, and we had hundreds and thousands of companies that popped out of nowhere, promised the world, and died. But out of those came the Amazons, came the Google. So if you were to invest in one of those ones and get the right one, then you could be really, really rich right now. So this is kind of the idea, is looking for projects like this that have that sustainability power, have the ideas, have the ability to make it happen. And when you're seeing that, those are ones that if you can get in and they happen to be the ones that survive through all this chaos, all this building, all this new wild, wild west, as I say, then you can really end up on top of the game and really have a great nest egg saved up. So definitely good to look at for projects like this. But again, not financial advice. This is all risky stuff, and make sure you do your own research, read through the white paper. I'm not going to go through that today again because the video will be too long, but definitely worth taking a look into, like any project you get into. I'm just here to give you some options, to show you around some projects that I know about, and from there you need to make your own decisions on what you want to invest in. So as we enter the Hive, as you'll see, you're going to see some of mine that I have already. With this project, I was lucky enough to get in kind of right off the start. I was able to benefit from some pretty decent price action and was able to get my initial investment out right away. So I was able to get my first B and kind of start from there. And basically when bears came out, they gave anybody that had a B 2 bears, I believe, to start off with, and then we minted our own. So from there, I've just sort of compounded, and I've put some more new money in to get 5 more bears, which actually wound up getting me a standing bear, which gives you a pretty good return, 0.05. When you compare it, it's actually the same as my worker B, but it only costs 2 honey instead of 10. So that was a neat benefit. So as you go down, in the dashboard here, you're going to see investment portfolio. So that's going to go through their investments. Right now, their investments, they've kind of brought it all into USDC right now. And their treasury actually has been building over the last few days, which is great to see. And they moved it all USDC basically to protect the coins because the market was crashing. And in order to stabilize their honey token, they basically paired it with USDC as well, something that you saw Sphere do and other projects do, just to help with the volatility of the token and to make sure that it was protected. So they've moved it all into here for now, and then we'll make other investment choices after that, I'm sure. Hexagon, we already went through. The white paper, obviously, you can go through that on your own. KYC, I've just kind of clicked on it up here just to save loading times. So Assured DeFi was their KYC. As you can see, they got their little funky NFT there. So nothing crazy there. They just kind of verify them, and then if they rug, then you can go back to this company, get their information, hunt them down. But have a lot of trust in these guys. And then we have the audit, which I pulled up right here. Pretty neat to take a look at these if you ever get a chance. So this is the Hive one. It actually goes through all the different things that they found, and you can kind of get details. So there was one critical one which was resolved. If you go to the majors, a couple of things to realize: centralization risk. This just means that they own the project and they still have access to the contract to make changes. If you were looking at somebody that was less well known, you might want to be careful with this, but it is something that a lot of projects have. Incorrect calculation of tax, as you can see, it was resolved. Another check was resolved, so they found some things and fixed it. And then initial token distribution, so you can click on that. All honey tokens were sent to a contract deployer. When deployed, the contract then could be a centralized risk. So it's because it's a centralized risk, again, that caused that problem. They are transparent about it, so I have no issues there. So definitely something to look into when you're researching a project. This can be definitely a great source of information. A lot of times some red flags can be pulled out of there to make you more cautious and understand the investment you're making. So other than that, we've gone through most of those details. All right, so back to the dashboard. And what we're going to do today is we're going to claim all our bees and bears. And then I'm going to find out how much I need, and I'm actually going to buy a couple more honey in order to mint 5 more bears. So you can go through this with me. Fairly easy to do. You just claim all, and we're just waiting for that transaction. There we go. Claim all. All right, now that we've claimed all our honey, you'll see that it's 0 here. And we've got a balance of 4 over here. So that worked out quite well. There was a little taxes taken off when you claim them. So I'm left with 4, which makes it really easy because I just need 6 honey in order to mint. Okay, so we're going to click on exchange. And when you click on exchange, we're going to need to connect our wallet to MetaMask in this case. And we're going to connect that up. And I do something a little different in here because for some reason you can't actually type in the bottom one. So I just flip it over. And then I'm going to put in 6 and then flip it back. So it kind of gives you kind of the number. There we go. So we'll do 111, sorry. And we'll hit swap here. And confirm your transaction, of course. Always double check things. Make sure you don't seem like you're going too far. A little bit of gas, of course. And transaction has been sent successfully. Trade in progress. So this will tell you your update and let you know when it's complete. So what we're doing today, like I said, we're going to mint 10 or 5 of the bears and see if we get lucky. Hopefully we get a standing one again and successful trade. So we'll close this up. So, and click on the bears, click on 5, and then we'll mint. So you guys get to see what I end up getting. So just something neat. The NFTs are cool looking or nice looking. You can always trade them on the market, which is the nice thing with this kind of project when they are NFT nodes, as opposed to projects where the nodes are not sellable, not reusable. You can't do anything with them, and you're kind of just stuck claiming as the project possibly goes down and dies. And there is small fees for your NFTs, so this is gradually getting higher and higher as I build up more and more. My kind of plan with this one is I'm going to keep building some bears for now until they sell out, and then that should hopefully give me enough, because it's kind of hard to save up 10 honey. So getting up, using these guys to kind of gradually build up how much honey I'm earning, and then hopefully start actually. All right, so now we can see that we've minted because we can see some new sitting bears here. When I scroll down, unfortunately, I do still only have 1 standing bear, so we've haven't gained one of those, unfortunately. And as you can see, your daily rewards are here, so we can see that we're earning approximately 0.2 and change per day. So that's increased for us, luckily, and it will keep increasing. The idea here is just to keep growing this daily reward in order to sell out of these and then start building some of these, as I said. And then as we look through, you'll see some new bears there that maybe you didn't see before, some different little features inside them, which is always neat to see, and take a look at some of the extra kind of backgrounds you have on them. Oops, yeah, you can see them here in a bigger screen. So cute little fishbowl there. So different little knickknacks they add to each bear. And as you can see, our total fees have increased. And as you'll see on each bear, they have their own amount of days left. Sorry, it doesn't always update, but individual ones have, yeah, there are 30. So individual ones have different amount of days left. You do want to make sure you pay those, otherwise your rewards do stop calculating. And other than that, that's basically it. So a neat little project. I do really like what Hive has done and what they're trying to do. I do have a lot of faith in their ecosystem and their ability to make things happen more than most. Nothing's perfect. We don't know who's going to survive all this bear market and who is not. But I do definitely put some faith in Hive making it through this. That doesn't mean come and mint yourself a bunch of NFTs. It really is up to you whether you want to make that kind of choice. As you'll see, and probably a good idea if you are interested in what you see here, keep your eye on the token here, on the honey token, see what it does. Other than that, get into the Discord, meet the team, take some time researching and keep up to date on changes. See if you find a comfortable entry point, if interested. With a much lower reward system and some decent utility coming down the pipes, they've done a decent job navigating a bear market that began around their release, I believe. Understandably, still a lot of unknowns, as there is with any crypto project. The Hive team has always been transparent, trying to navigate these crazy times. They have had to lower emissions, hence turning off the LMS-like attributes. Sorry, I did say that earlier, and I should explain. LMS stands for Liquid Management Services, and it's a feature that Horde created and is selling to other protocols. Hive is not the same system. They did not buy it from Hive, but they have had a similar system in place for the token. Hopefully, due to their more reasonable returns, it will be easier for them to lower emissions over time and create more and more sustainability, allowing rewards long into the future. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would prefer constructive ones. I do understand some of these projects get a bad name for themselves, and it's really easy to write things off and FUD. I prefer open dialogue and intelligent conversations. This one I believe is trying pretty hard in an unforgiving time. The KadenaHashing partnership and the miners are now producing KDA, and this could create a nice amount of capital into the next bull run, or some needed capital to help bridge till we make it there. As always, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for hanging out, and have yourself a wonderful day.